2025 winds down, it's safe to say this year's been a journey. We saw some games exceed every expectation, others stumble out of the gate, and a few that left players arguing online for weeks. But with the year coming to a close, all eyes are shifting to what's next, and 2026 is already shaping up to be one of the biggest years gaming has seen in a long time. Today, we are going to be diving into games coming in 2026, their histories, and why they are getting so hyped up in the first place. Let's go.
You want to see a magic trick?
So, look what I got early from Rockstar Games themselves.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is not just the next chapter in Rockstar Games' most well-known franchise, but has become one of the most anticipated games and really just media releases of the entire decade. Development for GTA 6 quietly began shortly after GTA 5's historic success, with early concept art starting around 2014 and full production wrapping up by 2020 under the codename Project Americas. For years, the game existed only as rumors and speculation until December 2023 when Rockstar officially unveiled the first trailer. Rockstar's debut trailer shattered YouTube records within hours, skyrocketing streams of its featured song Tom Petty's Love is a Long Road by tens of thousands of percent. A second trailer in May 2025 continued the momentum, offering a deeper look at the characters, regions, and the game's stunning graphics. But GTA 6's release wasn't all positive. Leaks, delays, and even labor controversies within Rockstar made things a little more complicated. Rockstar originally aimed to release the game in 2025, but the date got postponed twice, first to May 2026, then to November 19th, 2026, which is the current release date, with Rockstar citing the need for additional polish. Take-Two CEO, there it is, defended the decisions, warning that studios who released unfinished games do so at their peril, quote unquote. As of now, GTA 6 is confirmed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, while the PC version will likely arrive a year or more afterward. Narratively, GTA 6 introduces the most ambitious story in GTA history. Set in the state of Leonida, which is basically a satirical version of Florida, the game returns players to Vice City while expanding far beyond its original design. 6 major regions make up the world, including the Leonidas Keys, Mount Calaga, Grass River's mangrove swamps, Ambrosa's biotech battleground, and Port Gellhorn. Rockstar has leaned heavily into the absurdity and chaos of real-world Florida culture, influencer lifestyles, internet fame-seeking, and non-stop Florida man antics. Even the trailers mimic TikTok and Instagram posts, suggesting that social media will be a mechanic in the game. Also the first time in franchise history, GTA 6 features the first non-selectable female protagonist, Lucia Caminos, as well as the other lead of the game, Jason Duval. Lucia's story begins just after her release from prison, with a desire for a better life. Jason, a former troubled teen and turned soldier, sees Lucia as either the best or worst thing that's ever happened in his life. Together, they start with small-time crimes that spiral into large-scale criminal conspiracy across Leonida. Their supporting cast ranges from paranoid friends and old-school smugglers to viral influencers and business moguls in an overall interconnected underworld. Rockstar's internal situation has been just as intense as the game's plot. Rockstar employees were mandated to return to the office in 2024 for productivity and security reasons, sparking fears of renewed crunch and leading to criticism from labor organizations. The studio also fired staff accused of leaking internal materials, prompting accusations of union busting and overall lowering the morale of the company. Despite these challenges, fans largely supported the delays, believing that extra development time would ultimately result in a higher quality game, although the community is getting more and more restless every day. I mean, these memes are literally everywhere. But speaking of leaks, they have played an enormous role in shaping the public perception around GTA 6. In 2022, one of the biggest breaches in gaming history exposed nearly an hour of early development footage, confirming dual protagonists, the modern Vice City setting, new movement mechanics, and updated interaction systems. Rockstar acknowledged the hack, but reassured fans that development would continue unaffected. The teenage hacker responsible was later arrested, adding yet another crazy footnote to the game's history. Over time, smaller leaks surfaced, but none offered substantial new information. Rockstar even began jokingly referring to the situation in later promotional material. On the multiplayer side, expectations are sky high, of course. While Rockstar has not officially unveiled GTA Online 2.0, leaks, insider reports, and the company's acquisition of the 5M modding platform strongly suggests a massive evolution of its online mode. Rumors point to 64-player servers with the long-term potential for even larger lobbies than that. Given the unmatched longevity of GTA Online, it is nearly impossible to imagine GTA 6 releasing without an equally ambitious online mode. Now, there's a lot of other little intricate type of leaks and unconfirmed details about the game and the online mode, but I'm not here to talk about those things today. I'm just here to talk about the major points. But anyway, guys, personally, I've never really been too big of a fan of GTA, but this game is looking like it's going to be a banger, so I'm gonna have to get it. And hopefully you will too. Hashtag ad. Not really. This isn't an ad. Mario Tennis Fever is an upcoming multiplayer sports game in the long-running Mario Tennis series set to release worldwide for the Nintendo Switch 2 on February 12, 2026. As a part of the Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary celebration, announced during the September 2025 Nintendo Direct, is the 9th installment in the series and marks the first Mario sports title for the Switch 2. Building on gameplay mechanics from Mario Tennis Aces, the game introduces new features such as Fever Rackets, which allow players to perform powerful special moves during matches. By filling a fever meter through rallies, players can unleash fever shots that summon environmental effects, enemies, or obstacles. Both strategic depth and cool-looking gameplay. The game also incorporates elements from the Super Mario Bros. Wonder, including themed courts, wonder effects, and crossover-inspired environmental mechanics. The game also features the largest roster in Mario Tennis history with 38 playable characters. In the story-driven adventure mode, several players, including Mario, Luigi, Peach, and others, are transformed into babies by monsters on a remote island. Stripped of their tennis skills, these baby characters must relearn the sport while defeating monsters to return to their original forms, offering a narrative-driven twist not typically seen in Mario Tennis titles. Non-playable characters such as Toad and Talking Flowers serve as umpires, commentators, or environmental elements, while audiences feature classic Nintendo characters like Goombas, Koopa Troopers, and Shy Guys. Like I spoke about before, Fever Rackets are central to the game's strategic appeal, with 30 distinct rackets planned. Known examples include the Flame Shot, Ice Racket, Shadow Racket, and many more. Each Fever Shot produces unique effects that interact with the courts, turning matches into chaotic experiences. The courts themselves are equally inventive, ranging from traditional stadiums with hard counts to creative arenas like Waluigi Pinball and the Flower Kingdom featuring Wonder Flowers and Wonder Effects. Multiple modes, including Tournament, Trial Tower, Mix It Up, and online multiplayer with casual and ranked matches offer diverse gameplay experiences, while Swing Mode allows players to use Joy-Cons as virtual rackets, sort of like Wii Sports. Special challenges such as the Bullet Bill Return Challenge further expand the minigame variety. Overall, Mario Tennis Fever looks like a fun new entry into the Mario Tennis series, with hopefully many more entries to come.
Here we go!
References?
Wait! If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, then who was flickering the lights?
Oh, poop.
LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is one of the most anticipated superhero games of 2026, merging typical LEGO humor with over 80 years of Batman's history from comics, films, TV, and previous games. Developed by TT Games and published by Warner Brothers Games, it is the 4th installment in the LEGO Batman series, set to release on PlayStation 5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC with a rumored launch in mid to late April or May 2026. The game explores Bruce Wayne's origin story, starting with his training under the League of Shadows while building the Bat family with allies such as Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, Jim Gordon, and Talia al Ghul, all playable. But with the heroes also comes the villains like the Joker, the Penguin, Poison Ivy, and many more. There's even Batmite, who runs a shop for customizing the Batcave. Gameplay is a third-person action-adventure blending combat, puzzle solving, and exploration. Players can experience the game solo or via local co-op, switching between the characters with unique abilities and gadgets, like Catwoman's whip or Jim Gordon's foam gun. Combat draws inspiration from the Batman Arkham series, featuring fluid combos, counters, over-the-top takedowns, and gadgets like the Batarang and Batclaw. New difficulty settings add a challenge for veteran players as well. The game is set in an open-world LEGO Gotham, letting players glide, grapple, and drive the Batmobile and Batcycle, and explore rooftops, alleys, and streets, while solving puzzles, stopping crime, and collecting rewards, like most LEGO games. Like I mentioned before, the Batmobile is fully customizable, allowing players to display vehicles, batsuits, trophies, and other collectibles. Character skins are inspired by comic media portrayals, including Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, Danny DeVito's Penguin, Heath Ledger's Joker, Tom Hardy's Bane, and Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon. Voice acting features Matt Berry as Bane and Shay Matheson as Batman, replacing Troy Baker and Kevin Conroy, RIP. Unlike previous LEGO titles, only 7 playable characters are confirmed, ensuring each has distinct abilities and gameplay roles. TT Games is reportedly already working on a new project inspired by this game, hinting that fans won't have to wait years for the next LEGO adventure. Now that's all we have right now for the new LEGO Batman game, but hopefully with the Game Awards coming up, we will get more info there. Now, Future Buff Grizz here, and the Game Awards did not disappoint. It gave us a new trailer and a lot of new info to go over. The official release date was finally confirmed as May 29th, 2026, as well as the pre-order bonuses, which is 3 days of early access to the game, and the Dark Knight Returns Batman costume. There's also a deluxe edition that includes a new story mode called Mayhem Mode, where you can play as the Joker and Harley Quinn. Also, new villains were revealed, that being Two-Face, inspired by Batman Forever, Mr. Freeze, inspired by Batman and Robin, and Firefly, along with many more DLC costumes spanning different Batman IPs. Well, with all these skins and combat mechanics, it's safe to say this game really makes you feel like, well, I think you know what I'm gonna say.
Arkham Asylum makes you feel like you're Batman.
I'll leave it at that for now. But think about what I've said.
Okay, oh sorry, I'll give it some thought. That's why I'm gonna...
Fable represents the long-awaited rebirth of one of Xbox's most iconic RPG franchises, a return fans have been hoping for ever since Lionhead Studios closed in 2016 and the series went silent. The franchise began on the original Xbox as a quirky, ambitious fantasy RPG defined by moral choices and a whimsical take on heroism. Despite creator Peter Molyneux's famously lofty promises, Fable became a beloved classic, leading to 2 successful sequels, but after Fable 3, the series drifted into spin-offs, including the Fable The Journey and the cancelled multiplayer project Fable Legends, which ultimately contributed to Lionhead's shutdown. For years, it seemed like Albion was gone for good. Behind the scenes, however, Xbox was already planning a revival. By 2018, Playground Games, the studio behind the Forza Horizon series, had formed a dedicated RPG team of more than 170 developers to rebuild Fable from the ground up. This new division brought in talent from across the industry, including writers from Control and Horizon Forbidden West, with Eidos Montreal also joining in as a supporting studio. The game was officially announced in 2020 as A New Beginning. Set once again in the fantasy realm of Albion, Fable is designed as a soft reboot, welcoming new players while preserving the spirit fans loved. The story follows a new hero rising from humble origins, shaping the world through choices that affect the environment, NPCs, and even the hero's appearance. Playground has emphasized that the game will remain true to Fable's trademark tone, whimsical, mischievous, and very British, whatever that means. The cinematic trailers, especially the 2023 reveal, featured Richard Ayoade as a deadpan giant, and later teasers introduced Matt King as a washed-up hero Humphrey. Gameplay returns to action RPG fundamentals, third-person exploration, melee combat, magic, moral choices, and interaction with townsfolk. Early footage shows classic Fable elements like swords, heavy hammers, fire spells, and even the traditional chicken kicking gag. Traversal appears expanded as well, with horseback travel. While the game's demos shown so far lack UI and may be heavily staged, they offer glimpses of fast melee combat and dramatic magical abilities. One of the most fascinating aspects of the reboot is Playground's choice to build it on the Forza Tech engine, best known for powering the visually stunning Forza Horizon games. This engine's strengths, photoreal lighting, dynamic weather, lush landscapes, and other things as well, translate surprisingly well to a fantasy RPG. Combined with Playground's reputation for crafting vast, reactive open worlds, the reboot aims to give Albion a modern level of visual consistency while still retaining its fairy tale personality and storybook charm. The road to release has been long. Originally expected in 2025, Fable was officially delayed to 2026, with Xbox leadership stating that extra time is needed to reach the level of quality the franchise deserves. The game skipped major 2025 showcases, leaving fans eagerly awaiting its next reveal. With major games like GTA 6 and Wolverine launching the same year, Fable faces a competitive tentative release window, though insiders suggest a ton of confidence in Playground's vision. Rumors of a potential PS5 version have circulated due to Microsoft's shifting strategy, but for now, Fable remains confirmed as an Xbox Series X or S and PC title, launching day one on Game Pass.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
For fans of Dead by Daylight or the now defunct Friday the 13th game, today is your day because the first major Halloween video game is set to launch on September 8th, 2026. Developed by Ilphonic in collaboration with Gun Interactive, the game promises to immerse players in the iconic 1970s suburban town of Haddonfield, faithfully recreating the world of Michael Myers in the classic 1978 film. The game blends multiplayer and single-player modes, offering two primary ways to play. As Michael Myers, players become the infamous Boogeyman, stalking and eliminating townsfolk with a variety of gruesome executions. Michael can strike unpredictably using his signature shade jump ability, creating tense, cinematic moments of horror. Alternatively, players can assume the role of Haddonfield's heroes. In this mode, players warn NPCs, gather weapons, and orchestrate escapes. While Michael cannot be killed, clever strategy, gear, and police intervention can temporarily detain him, adding depth and suspense to the gameplay. The game's environment is designed as a dynamic, living horror sandbox. The first revealed map, Haddonfield Heights, faithfully recreates the cozy yet eerie neighborhood from the original film, including small houses, backyards, and the iconic water tower. A second area, Whitetail Ridge, showcases autumn leaves, decorated gazebos, and moonlit corners, perfect for hiding or ambushing unsuspecting victims. Now, Halloween was only announced a month or two ago, so there's not much information to go off of here, but by the looks of it, this one's gonna be pretty fun. Personally, I played the Friday the 13th game when it came out on, I think it was PlayStation Plus or something like that, and I had a lot of fun, so hopefully this one's just as good as that.
Welcome to the family, son.
Resident Evil Requiem, also known as Resident Evil 9, is set to release on February 27th, 2026 for PS5, Xbox, Windows, and even the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's already shaping up to be one of the most anticipated launches of the year. The game arrives at a major moment for the franchise, the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil, and Requiem has been designed from the ground up as a milestone entry meant to honor everything that came before it. The story centers on Grace Ashcroft, an FBI technical analyst who returns to Raccoon City to investigate a series of mysterious deaths at the Warnwood Hotel, the same place her mother died decades earlier. Set 30 years after the original city's destruction, Requiem marks the first time the mainline series has revisited this iconic location in the modern timeline. But unlike past protagonists, who are basically walking arsenals, Grace is not a hardened soldier. She's vulnerable and terrified. Gameplay pushes that horror emphasis even further. For the first time ever in a mainline Resident Evil game, players can freely switch between first person and third person at any moment. Early hands-on demos describe the experience as tense, claustrophobic, and heavily stealth-focused. In some sequences, Grace has no weapon at all, just empty bottles to distract enemies and a small lighter for light, which can also draw creatures right to her. The game's relentless stalker enemy has already been compared to icons like Mr. X, chasing Grace through narrow corridors and forcing players to hide, sneak, and improvise rather than simply shoot their way out. Interestingly, Requiem almost wasn't a traditional horror game. Early in development, the team experimented with an open-world online multiplayer format before scrapping it after realizing fans wanted a classic Resident Evil game. Hype skyrocketed after the game's official reveal as the final trailer of Summer Game Fest 2025, quickly surpassing a million wish lists. Playable demos at Gamescom and PAX West only fueled excitement. A Switch 2 version, along with ports of Resident Evil 7 and Village, were later revealed, alongside a themed Switch 2 Pro controller and an amiibo based on Grace. So, future Buff Grizz here, and the Game Awards came out with a new trailer for Resident Evil Requiem, and it actually announced that Leon is actually coming back to the game. There was also leaks of Ethan Winter's daughter, Rosemary, also is going to appear in the game, but these are just from like screenshots that aren't even confirmed to be true and cryptic comments from Capcom, so that's not even 100%. And there's also some rumors of Sherry coming back as well, the child that survived Raccoon City along with Leon and Claire, but we don't really know if Claire's coming back, so I'll hand it back over to Before Buff Grizz. Actually, never mind, I just listened to what I said back then, and it basically was just the Game Awards probably will answer our questions, and they did, so hopefully this game is good, because the last two Resident Evils were great, so let's hope they keep up that streak. Let's shoot for 40.
She said she was 12!
Sorry guys, I didn't know what to put there. Developed by the Coalition with support from People Can Fly, Gears of War E-Day is a prequel set 14 years before the original Gears of War, focused on the catastrophic events of Emergence Day, the day that the Locust Horde first erupted from underground and launched a devastating attack on humanity. The game centers on a young Marcus, Phoenix, and Dom Santiago, long before they became the battle-hardened soldiers fans know now. This is described as an intimate origin story, highlighting their vulnerability and inexperience, while exploring how an unprepared civilization reacts to an overwhelming, unstoppable enemy. The events unfold in Kelowna, a brand new city for the series, spanning several days rather than a single 24-hour period. Tonally, E-Day marks a deliberate return to the darker survival horror roots of the franchise. The Locusts are presented not as cannon fodder soldiers, but as grotesque, relentless monsters. The story also introduces the origin of the iconic Lancer assault rifle, showing how Marcus, or another gear, first attaches the chainsaw bayonet in a moment of desperation. The gameplay is more linear than recent entries, providing tight, story-driven levels over the semi-open world of Gears 5. Cover-based shooting remains as the core, redefined for smoother, more responsive combat, with encounters designed to feel more intimate. Both original voice actors, John DiMaggio and Carlos Ferro, reprised their roles, adding authenticity to the young, vulnerable versions of these characters. The Coalition and People Can Fly have stressed that while this is a prequel, it is a mainline entry, not a spin-off, and will complement storylines from Gears 4 and 5 without abandoning them. All signs point to Gears of War E-Day being not just another prequel, but a true homecoming for the series, a chance to see the franchise remembered for its tension, horror, and gritty storytelling, now enhanced with the power of modern gaming technology. Fans can expect a thrilling, intense experience when it launches in 2026. Not me though, because I'm a PlayStation player. RIP. Or actually, maybe not. Look at this.
Come on, they're gonna kill him!
Good.
What?
Marvel's Wolverine is an upcoming PS5 exclusive action-adventure game from Insomniac Games, slated for release in fall 2026, serving as a standalone entry within Marvel's Spider-Man's continuity. The game offers an original, self-contained story that expands the universe while remaining consistent with previous Marvel titles from the studio. Development of Marvel's Wolverine began during the production of Marvel Spider-Man 2018, with Insomniac, Sony, and Marvel Games exploring opportunities to expand beyond Spider-Man. Officially announced at the September 2021 PlayStation Showcase alongside Spider-Man 2, the game initially had Brian Horden and Cameron Christian as creative and game directors. Motion capture began in April 2022. The project endured major hurdles, including a 2023 ransom attack that leaked concept art, early gameplay builds, and story details, but development continued on schedule. Leadership changes in 2024 saw Marcus Smith and Mike Daly take over as creative and game directors, respectively, with cover art revealed in collaboration with comic book artist Jock. Players take control of James Logan Hallett, a centuries-old mutant with retractable claws, heightened senses, regenerative healing factor, and an adamantium-laced skeleton. Voiced by Liam McIntyre, Logan embarks on a global thriller to uncover the secrets of a dark past, facing relentless enemies and brutal challenges along the way. Key locations confirmed include Madripoor and the streets of Tokyo. While early reveals tease fan-favorite X-Men characters like Mystique and Omega Red, many more are also rumored to be in the game. Gameplay is designed as a, well, let's just say, Wolverine simulator, with fast, fluid, and ferocious third-person combat. Insomniac promises high-intensity encounters featuring Wolverine's iconic claws, berserker rage, and acrobatic mobility shown throughout the trailer. This will allow players to chain combos, disembowel foes, just quite bluntly, and dominate the battlefield. Robust accessibility options ensure a wide audience can engage with the brutal action, while the PS5 exclusive development fully leverages next-gen hardware there for enhanced visuals and performance. While we only have one trailer so far, this is already looking like one of the best games of the year. Wolverine is positioned as the first installment in a potential X-Men focused trilogy, establishing a foundation for future Insomniac Marvel games. And let's hope they don't mess up with this one so we can get many more in the future, because I'm hyped.